Chris Armbrust.
And I'm Teresa Perlyberg, and we're Shepherd Industries. And we are in the process of renovating an old school to become a fiber arts retreat center. And we're here to answer your fiber arts questions. Chris owns a fiber mill and has operated it for
10 years.
10 years. And I'm a needle felting artist, and I teach others how to needle felt through an online academy and through needle felting kits. We like to share what the products we've been working on, and we share a little bit about our school. And then we go into answering your questions that you can ask below this video. What I've been working on this week is the Zebra course is finally done and ready. It's in the academy. I've mentioned that in the past 2 episodes, and it's ready, and at least one has taken the course and has enjoyed it thoroughly. And the exciting thing about the Zebra course is we're introducing a new technique, and it doesn't involve wire at all. You usually need to have there's some that use a wire armature throughout their whole sculpture when they're needle felting, and I usually just use it in the legs, but now I've figured out a way to not even use it in the legs, and that's pretty exciting because it's not easy to work around wire when you're needle felting. So this is a pretty exciting course, and you can find the Zebra course in the Bear Creek Needle Felting Academy, and that's at bearcreekfelting.com. There is a monthly or annual fee, and if you join, you get access to all the courses in the academy, and you can ask me questions and share pictures, and I'll give you feedback on your work. And we have a Facebook group where we share pictures with each other and just share what we're working on and what we have finished with the academy. So
that's pretty cool. That's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, that technique is...
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's very much so. Mm-hmm.
And plus, the zebra is pretty cool, too, to make.
Yes. So cute. Can they buy the materials from you then? Do you have that in like a kit form?
Yes. So
cool.
So you can get everything that you need to do this within the academy. So, awesome. Otherwise, if you don't want to, you can source your own materials, and I do give a list. So if you live in another country and you don't want to have things shipped to you because it's kind of expensive, you can source your own materials, but you still have access to everything else in the academy.
And I wanted to mention that I've always done I've never really advertised it, but I've done a mill mentorship program where I will help folks if they're thinking about or even exploring the idea of owning a mill, of opening up a fiber processing mill. And I will help them with that, whether it be their business plan or just trying to discern whether or not it's for them and a good time in their life to do so. Or I will come alongside an existing mill that is having questions and issues and help them in that way and just support them. And so
you can contact Chris through nomeschoolhouse.com, the contact form.
If you're interested.
And set up your first consultation with her, and then she'll just go over all the ways that she can help you and come up with a plan, and then you go from there. And so if you're interested in that, you can just contact her on wherever you find us, on Facebook or on the website. So
absolutely. So that's kind of fun. And we have a bunch of questions, which we thank you so much. We encourage the questions because we give a prize even at the end of each of the YouTubes. We draw out of the folks that have either commented or asked a question.
We enjoy every comment.
Yeah, and we will. All right. Congratulations on your 501(c)(3) and prayers for your grant presentation. In our last episode, we shared with all the folks that we were granted our 501(c) nonprofit status. The Nome Schoolhouse is now a 501(c), so any contributions, any gifts, donations are completely tax deductible that go towards saving the school. So that's pretty exciting. We're tickled
and there's
pink about
many
it.
different options on the Nome Schoolhouse website on how you can donate, have a brick engraved, or pay for a window or anything, or just put in any amount that you want to, and that's nomeschoolhouse.com.
All tax deductible, 100% now. So. And we thank all the folks that have donated and helped saved the school in the past year. God bless you. Thank you so much. We so appreciate it. Absolutely.
Yes.
And our grant, we're going
for the North Dakota Agritourism grant, and that's next Tuesday, and we put together a presentation, and we're gonna go before the commissioners, and
it's a competitive grant, so there's
there's others that
20 or 30 other folks.
So we're a little bit nervous, so next Tuesday we're in Bismarck doing that.
Yes. So thank you for your prayers.
Yes.
Absolutely. Enjoy the videos and updates on the school. Happy and blessed New Year. See you great people later this year. Awesome. You're coming. Yay. Take care and God bless. God bless you too. Love the outdoor clips of the sheep and the frost. At the end of last week's EweTube, we were in your flock. In with the...
We walked around and enjoyed the frost on the trees, and we also shared a bunch of pictures that I took at the school.
Yeah, they were gorgeous.
Frost.
Yeah, all that hoarfrost
beautiful.
was always
And I thought we had to hurry up and get those frost pictures, but the frost lasted.
It did.
Like 2 weeks after that.
Oh, it's such a blessing. It was
Yeah.
just so neat. Yep, I am from Montana, so very familiar with that frost. Oh, awesome. I currently live in Albuquerque. I love that word, Albuquerque. And must say that I do miss the beauty of the great northern winters. Amen to that. Yep. We'll be praying for your grant presentation and all of your ventures. Thank you. Yep. Planning to rejoin the academy before the middle of February. Awesome. You can make the zebra. Yay.
Yeah, so it's a perfect time to join too, because the structure of the academy is changing. The prices are changing. There'll be different tiers. So if you join now, you get to be a legacy member, and nothing changes for you for as long as you remain a member. So now is a really good time to join.
Absolutely. Wow, so much going on in this video. I did get the blue roving and just started spinning with it yesterday. It's incredibly soft. Chris is right. It almost spins itself. On the spool, it reminds me of cashmere, and I can't wait to finish it and see how the yarn turns out. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Congratulations on your 501(c) status. That's wonderful, and good luck on obtaining your grants. I'll be praying for you. Thank you very much. I think you will blow them away with your presentation. Oh, thank you. Oh, what a blessing you both are to the fiber lovers around the world. For the fiber mill expert, what's the difference between roving cloud and pin drafting roving and uses for each? It depends how once it's carded on the carding machine, if I'm going to make it into roving as it's coming off the feed sheet, it's all funneled into what's called a false draft or a false twister that gives a little twist to it, and it comes out in a roving. It's called roving, but it's rope-like. And then you can either take that and then sit down at your spinning wheel and go ahead and spin that as it is, or you could needle felt with it, wet felt. There's many different, and people are knitting with it now, with the roving and using it to peg loom and make rugs, all sorts of wonderful uses for roving. And cloud is, as it's coming off that carder off the feed sheet, it's not put through the false draft or the twister, and it comes straight down, and it's like fluffy cotton candy. It's
like a big sheet.
Just wonderful. And there's a lot of folks that love to spin from cloud, and I personally love wet felting with it, because it's easier to get it even than using the roving when you're wet felting, if you want to do a wet felted sheet.
And you can needle felt
too.
From any of them. But it's not necessary to go through. I mean, you can do it from a cloud. Needle felting.
Absolutely. And carding, again, in case you don't know that, got ahead of you a little bit. Carding is when it goes through this machine and it goes through a series of rollers, and what it's doing is it's aligning the fibers. So you've got fibers going this way and that, and it's like you're combing it, you're aligning it, so all the fibers is going in the same direction, and it makes it easier to spin. And pin drafted roving takes that a step further, and you take that roving, that rope form, and you run it through a pin drafter, and it's a series of combs that are interlocking like this, and the fiber runs through it, and as it's pulled through it, it's drafting it. So if you run 2 of those rope rovings through, on the other side, the roving is going to be half the thickness as what it was when it entered. If you run 3 through, it'll be just a little bit thinner, and if you run 4 through, it will be the same size as what it entered in. But as it's going through, it's combing in, and it's further aligning every piece of fiber so it's going in the same direction. If I'm going to spin it with my big spinner, it needs to be pin drafted at least 2 to 3 times so that every piece of fiber is going in the same direction, so I get a good quality yarn that's nice and smooth and consistent. And as a hand spinner, it's quite delightful to spin from it, because it's all pre-drafted. You just sit at your wheel and go to town. You don't have to do this and draft it out or separate it into 3 or 4 different smaller rovings. It's kind of a treat, and that's what we've been doing with excuse me, with the roving that we're selling, is we're running it through the drafter machine so that it's a delight.
Yes.
An absolute delight.
And it's not necessary at all to have pin drafted wool for needle felting, because there's no reason that you want it all straight, because you're tangling it all up anyway.
Yep,
so.
Exactly. Exactly, yes. And are you planning on having your whole herd of sheep at the schoolhouse? How much acreage do sheep need? And love watching your progress and all I learned from you ladies. Yes, we will not have the entire herd. We will have an education herd of many different varieties of sheep, other types of fiber animals, camel, llamas, alpacas, goats, and Angora rabbits, for education. So folks can come and they can see all the different, there's over 250 breeds of sheep, and they all have different qualities of wool, different characteristics,
and what you would use that wool for and how it feels. So,
and to be able to see that actual sheep, and it's wonderful. A lot of people say, "Oh, I don't like wool. It's scratchy." They just think wool is wool. Well, no, there's that scratchy wool, and there's the super fine cornmeal that is like cotton when it's spun. I mean, and everything in between. Granted, some folks are allergic to wool. We get that, but it's pretty neat to actually see. Or will be neat for folks to come and learn. Well, the fiber is still on the animal.
And then there's so much to learn, like what you would use this wool for, and what you because they all work differently, and there's things that you wouldn't use this wool for, but you'd use this wool for. So it's going to be interesting to learn all of those things.
Yep, and then how it's harvested, how all the different fibers are harvested, and it's all completely humane, doesn't harm the animal in any way, shape, or form. It's actually helpful. It needs to be done. They need to get that fiber off of them. So yeah. So
my main flock will stay at my farm, and that's where the lambs will be born, and everything will take place there. We are thinking of doing tours to my farm
during lambing and whatnot.
So that people can come and learn and see through that as well. So, but yeah, we don't have enough space and things at the school for that.
And it would be so stressful for the ewes with them.
Yeah. So we're just going to have a small flock.
Yeah. And as far as how much pasture, I mean, you can raise them just in paddocks. I mean, you don't need to have any pasture for sheep and just feed them hay the whole time, or you can have them grazing.
Yeah, and we do rotational grazing, so we're moving the sheep every day, so they're in a space, and we have portable fence, and we just move it with them. So that's the best thing for the soil. It's good for worms, so that they aren't exposed to the eggs and things in the soil and in the grass, if you keep moving them. So that's how we do it at our farm, and I think we're going to do that at the school too, so that because that would be the best interest for the soil there.
Yeah. Thank you for the updates on the school. I enjoy hearing about the progress, and thank you for the tips on freezing the wool moss and cocoons. That will work here in Montana. Yes, it will. Yep. And that kills if you find something that has the little cocoons or the little critters in there, if you freeze it, whether in your freezer or outside, if it's cold, it kills them. Or washing them in high temp water, but freezing is easy.
Especially for us when you stick it out on the steps.
Exactly, and it's 20 below. Yes, the outside of the school looks magical. We agree. Yay, great news all around. God is good. Amen. Question, do you have a core wool you sell for needle felting? Looking forward to all you ladies are up to.
Some people use a core wool and then cover with another kind of wool when they're needle felting. I use Romney for the whole sculpture. I like the Romney best because it makes a sturdy sculpture and a smooth sculpture when you're done. And there's other types of wool that is, you can felt it as much as you can and it's still a little squishy and spongy, where Romney is firm, solid. I mean, it gets hard as a rock, so that when you're done sculpting, the sculpture isn't going to change or move or change as you move it around. And so that's why I like it best. And that's how I'm able to use. I don't have to use wire as much because of the firm felting of the Romney wool. So that's what I use for my core. I use it for everything.
Awesome. I love watching you guys, hoping one day to make it your way from Washington State. I belong to the Felton Academy. I need to post some pictures. You ladies have a good couple of weeks. You can make the zebra too.
Yes.
Yeah. And, oh, goodness, I hope you can come. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Absolutely awesome, yes. Will you ever develop and sell flat picture-type needle felting kits on wool squares? Well, we do have the sampler kit.
There is a course in there. It's not teaching you exactly how to make a picture on there. It's like a free form trying out different types of fiber. My expertise is in realistic sculptures of animals, but I do want to include more of the different types of felting in the academy and in my kits. So yeah, that's definitely in the works, and you'll see that in the future.
Awesome. I'm so proud of you two. You two are doing amazing things. Oh, it's so humbling. Congratulations on your nonprofit status. I'm enjoying the YouTubes and watching the progress on the schoolhouse. It's going to be amazing. Also love meeting your sheep at the end of the video. Who are some of the inspirational artists who have shaped you both as creators and artists?
Well, I have an aunt that was into the fiber arts. That was a great influence on me. The lady I bought my sheep from, she was the first needle felting artist that I ever met. And then she introduced me to the Woolly Women and just a bunch of information from them. I learned a lot from them, and they have influenced what I'm doing quite a bit. And
yes.
How about you?
Oh, yeah. Well, the gill, when I first wanted to learn to spin, the gill, and Linda your aunt was in there, and Sharon taught me to spin in there, and that was awesome, and that started this whole gamut, and that was just wonderful. And Lori, and Julie and Jeannie, and there's just so many, and they're all local, and they become family. I just love them all. I mean, it's just
and learning from them still. I mean, just continue to learn every time we get together.
Absolutely. It's wonderful. Yep. Absolutely, yep. Where do you get your silk for your wool blends? That is a whole week-long class right there, is silk. I could talk for hours on silk, but I source it from India, and I source it from China. And those are the two, and I'm not even going to get started on all the different types of silk that I do pull in from those areas. You do have to import silk. That is not, there's no one in the United States. Well, I mean, you can't, it's tough to even, I mean, there's I know folks that have purchased silkworms and have raised the silkworms for their silk. It's really tough. We don't have the right environment in the United States, for one thing, so silks do need to be all imported, and then we'll be doing a whole bunch of wonderful classes and wonderful things at the schoolhouse with the silks that we do import. But India and China. And that is all. So now you need to pick between 1 and 16.
14.
Vicky, congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. You just need to contact us through the contact form on Nome Schoolhouse.com or BearCreekFelting.com and send us your address, and we will send your your prize out to you.
Which is
the Valentine sampler and the natural wool sampler that we introduced them in the last couple episodes, so you get to try out the Romney wool that I use for felting. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for joining us, and stay tuned for a little video on the updates on the school.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye. Hello, we are here inside the gymnasium, yay! And there was no heat on in here today, and it was 21 below this morning, and it's only like 30 in here, so we're kind of pleased with that. So the little bit of insulation that we have is working, so that's a good thing. And now all of the electrical has been done. It's all roughed in. Next week, Cullen Insulation is coming back to finish insulating, and then they can get going on sheeting, putting the wood back over the ceiling, and then putting plywood up on the walls, and then bricking up. And while this is going on, next week they're coming back to sheetrock the kitchen and the bar and the bathroom and this little area here, and then also this wall here. And at the same time, they're going to be taking down that wall, the CMU, the concrete block wall there. They're going to be taking that down so that it can be opened up, because right where that lift is going to be the fire escape steps will be there, so that you can walk up onto the mezzanine up on top, and the view from up there is super, super cool. All right, and this is the catering kitchen. And as you walk in here, there will be freezer here, there'll be a countertop here, there will be an ice maker here, and a couple microwaves over there. And this area right here will be the glass blocks that we salvaged when we took the glass blocks and put in the new windows. So those will be put in here. So that'll look super cool. Over here will be a hand washing sink. This will be a mop sink. This will be a big long 3-bowl sink, possibly a dishwasher. And then there'll be a big island of some type in the middle here. So there'll be lots of space for a caterer to work out of. And this will be where the bar is. And right here, all the way around like this, will be a bar top made out of the floor trusses of the part that failed, that we had to take down. We salvaged all the wood we could, and we're going to use those big, thick, 24-inch wide floor trusses to make the bar out of, which is going to be super amazing. Here again will be the glass blocks. There'll be a counter here, little sink here. These are the counter refrigerators, and this will be really neat. We're going to do something cool on this wall. There's 2 sconces. This is the back of the coat room. And this is the main entrance. Right here, you'll walk in and you'll go that way, or through here, then you'll have the restroom here. This will be, there's only one kind of handicap restroom here, because the main restrooms for the event center for doing a large event will be the original bathrooms that we'll go see in a little bit, just down the stairs. So then if you can't do steps, what have you, this would be the bathroom. And then over here is the coat room. And then this area right here will be filled just like the back of the bar. This will have glass blocks in it that we salvaged from the windows. So that will be super cool. And this is the coat room. And so next week, this will all be sheetrocked and ready to be finished. So we're excited about that. Also, as soon as the insulation goes in, hopefully next week, then the doors will be coming. The double doors for the entrance and the east and west doors here on the south side as well. All right, we are now in, I think they call it the basement, main level. We always refer to it as the main level, but this was the chemistry room, home ec room, lunch room throughout the years in the school. And this will be our dye studio / classroom space. So we're gonna have some great big sinks over here. And we were happy to find this beautiful brick to keep exposed when we took some of the plaster off. So that's gonna be kind of fun. These windows, of course, will be replaced. This heaving brick floor or concrete floor will be replaced as well. Okay, now we're looking south from the other angle, and this wall was all rotted and compromised, and that was part of the reason that they had to put all the shoring throughout all 3 levels in. Now this side they dug down to the footings, and this has been replaced, and it's all good to go, so that's wonderful. There's just a little bit left on the other side that they will replace just like this. And then all the shoring on all 3 levels, yay, gets to go away. So then that will be taken down. And then the concrete, this spring will get chopped up, and then the concrete floor will be replaced. So that will all be level and wonderful and ready to go. And the steps have been removed because the concrete, they can't be put back in until the concrete is repoured. All right, and this will be the girls' bathroom, the women's bathroom, which was the women's bathroom in the school days. And as you can see, it's all been cleaned out. And this I don't know what you would call it, cement shelf, cement protrusion there. Anyway, all the alumni that we've talked to remembers it and remembers sitting up on top of it, but no one has been able to give us a reason why it was built. But those will be removed, and there's a beautiful brick wall behind there, so we'll have some beautiful exposed brick in the bathrooms, which will be kind of fun. All right, and now we're in the boys' side, the men's side, and here you can kind of see where this one of these little shelf units has cracked, and you can see the really cool exposed brick behind there. There's the urinal that was saved. The other urinal that we got out ended up cracking and breaking, and so we can't use that, so we will use the one urinal. And those windows, we're going to keep those windows and blacken them, and because they look out into the hallway, because those were the outside windows before the gym was put on. And now we are in the utility room. This will be heated all winter, and this is where the water and the sewer has been brought in. There's the new sewer, and there's the new water, and they're building a wall here. Sometime next week also will go right here. When this is finished, there'll eventually be a hallway here again, so if you're to access those bathrooms, you'll just come down these steps and head to the restrooms from the event center, and there'll be plenty of them. Yeah, and there you can see where there used to be windows before the gym was put on that they cemented up when they put the gym on. This is the steps that you'll take to get down into the restrooms or into the main part of the school. Also out here, if you're unable to do steps, you'll go this way, and there'll be a little lift called a Lula lift that will lift you right up into the dining room, right off the main kitchen when that is built in phase 2. And this wall is being removed so you'll be able to see that beautiful original outside of the school wall there. And those wonderful windows, they'll be interior windows, so we will leave those and not replace those windows. And this will all be opened up, and this will be wonderful. All right, and that's the update as of now. And in another 2 weeks, we're going to do another video update, and there will be a lot more changes, so that'll be fun. See you then.